Hello,
How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Sorry for being so late, dude. I set a reminder on my phone, and for whatever reason, it didn't go off.
Yeah, for a moment I thought I was going to interview Axel Rose.
Sorry, dude.
Anyway, how are you? How is everything?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you, man.
Everything is good. You guys just played download, and you had played before, but you played on a proper stage this time around. How was it?
Oh, it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. I don't know what you've seen from it, but we opened the set with the Power Rangers theme tune,
Yeah,
and
that's what I
we
saw.
had the yeah we had the Power Rangers across the front of the stage. It was pretty wild.
It was like a great experience when you play. Download was sold out this year, so there was like a gazillion people there. Did you guys felt that energy from the crowd when you were playing?
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, we played the Avalanche stage, which is a tent essentially, um, and I mean the tent itself is about a 10,000 capacity, and there was crowds of people that couldn't even get in. So yeah, there was a lot of energy and a lot of love there, man. It was class, so good.
Does it surprise you, how far you guys are coming, in such a short amount of time, really, from TikTok to playing a lot of people? How crazy is that?
Oh, it blows our minds, man. Every day absolutely blows our minds. Like the stuff that we're doing now and the crowds that we're playing to and the reception that we get. It honestly, it never ceases to amaze us, to be honest. We very much got our feet on the ground with this, and we're super, super humble with with everything that's going on. I mean, it's a dream come true for us. So, we don't take any of it for granted, and we appreciate every minute of it, you know.
Do you expect, playing pop punk cover versions would be your full-time job?
Never once did I expect that to be a thing. Never. Um, it was something that we had kind of talked about and fantasized about, if you like, but we never expected to be in the position that we are. And we're 2 years in now, um, since we all sort of gave up our full time jobs, um, and it's just getting better and better at the minute. So yeah, it yeah blows our minds constantly.
Just, how do you guys got together for a start? And, the idea was always, you know, covering Disney or, E-Man, Thundercats, SpongeBob, for me, it's crazy when someone does versions of, cartoons that I can admire, like E-Man and Thundercats. I'm old
Yeah.
from my era. But how did you guys started all the idea behind it and everything was just for fun, and then you realize, okay,
Yeah,
we got something here.
yeah. I mean, Punk Rock Factory was never meant to be what it's kind of turned into being. Um, it was very much it was just a bit of fun. On a Monday evening, we'd get together and we'd have a laugh and a joke. So a friend of ours had a little recording studio, so we'd go down there on a Monday night and we'd chuck a cover together and lash a video together and just chuck it up on YouTube and just to see if we could build up any kind of online following or whatever. And I mean, nothing really did much, to be honest. And we would do it and we'd have a laugh and we would just sort of get on with our lives. And we kind of stopped doing it for a little while, just because life gets in the way sometimes. And then we picked things back up in 2019. It was actually 2014 we started doing it. Back then in 2019, we picked things back up. We chucked a little album together, the first album, which had things like Man in Motion, Breathless, we had The Greatest Show on there. What else was on there? Beach Boys, They Get Around. It was just a bit of a random collection of tracks that we chucked together, and one of which was Just Can't Wait to Be King from The Lion King. We put that on there because at the time the new the new film of The Lion King was coming out. So we thought, well, if that's going to be getting some attention, we'll do that. And that was the one that kind of sparked everything, to be honest, because it was during the first lockdown in 2020 when we started posting on TikTok. I mean, we had no following at that point, but we put a video of the Just Can't Wait to Be King track on TikTok, and it went crazy. We had like 1 million views within about a day or two. And it was from there. It's just ever since then, it's just snowballed, I mean, it was that kind of triggered us to go down the route of doing, like the Disney album and stuff. And it was the fact that it was all done during lockdown that we managed to bag so many awesome guests on that first album, because they were all in the same position as us. They had nothing to do. They had nowhere to go. And I think they just appreciated being able to do something and do something other than just sitting there,
Yeah. And did you realize, that the Disney stuff is the one that gathers more attention? Because other things, but the Disney stuff seems to be the ones that, I have nephews, I know they watch plenty of Disney movies. If you ask me a song from a Disney movie, I couldn't tell you one. Maybe Let It Go from Frozen, because everybody knows that one. But other than that, even like for The Little Mermaid, or, I've watched those movies, I cannot remember a song. I know there's songs in there, but I can't remember.
Dude, I was exactly the same, to be honest. I mean, I've got kids, I've watched these Disney films so many times, but there's only a handful of Disney songs that I could tell you what they are. Or at least originally, that's all I could tell you. But the fan base for Disney is crazy, right? Yeah. Like people that love Disney, they've got a real love for Disney. So yeah, I mean, like even now, our most played stuff online and on Spotify is stuff off the first Disney album. It's stuff from Moana. It's the stuff from Frozen. So yeah, it is huge. Like it's an absolute behemoth, isn't it?
Yeah, but when you do like a version of something that it's so loved by people, you have to be careful because the backlash might be huge if you don't do it with love. And the things about when I listen to Punk Rock Factory, it's you guys have fun doing it, and we can sense that it's not trying to make fun of anything. You guys are just enjoying doing it. Have you guys had any backlash from any of the songs that you did? There was like a fan that was like enraged or something from it.
You know what? We've been quite lucky in that respect. I mean, we do take a lot of time and a lot of care with everything that we do. We're all perfectionists in our own ways, and if things aren't working, then we change them or we move on. So we've been quite lucky in the respect that we don't really get much backlash in regards to you can't do that song, you can't do that. I think if it came down to like classic hits, let's just for example, just pluck one out of the air. Let's say like if we try to do like Bohemian Rhapsody or something, or like a Pink Floyd track or something, I think we get more backlash from that than we would from the Disney stuff, because the Disney, we keep it fun and stuff. And whereas if you take something serious, like a serious track, and try and make it kind of fun, I think that's where the hate comes in.
Yeah.
But we've been lucky. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we get our fair amount of hate online from people that don't like what we're doing, and we people telling us that this isn't punk all the time. So we get it from that angle. But in terms of the songs that we've chosen to do and stuff, we haven't really had any backlash from that. Touch wood, so far.
Because I can see the punk guys, same as the metal guys, sometimes they are too serious about.
Yeah, we do get that. We get that.
Just today, there was a news that someone put on a Facebook group about Rammstein, and I was just saying that that newspaper, it's not a newspaper, it's an online site, and that they said like normally they don't cover anything metal, so I don't give much credibility to what they're writing. They only are looking for clickbait, and the response I got from someone was, Rammstein are not metal, they never were. And I'm like, that wasn't the fucking purpose of my reply. It's just, people are like, they just
everyone gets it, man. Like everyone gets this stuff, don't they?
They get so stuck in freaking details. It's like, just let it go, man.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. Like, to be honest, I think we've had more backlash from punk fans than any other genre, because like we played Bloodstock Festival to thousands of metalheads, and they loved it. Like, we were worried that they weren't going to get it, they weren't going to enjoy it, we were playing to the wrong crowd.
Yeah,
but they loved it. To look out and see thousands of metalheads with massive beards and denim jackets on, covered in patches, like screaming "Let It Go" back at you, like, they loved it. Whereas we do tend to get a lot more backlash from the punk fans because of obviously our name, Punk Rock Factory. Like, we always get, this isn't punk rock. What has punk rock become? Like, we get it from the punk fans more than anyone, I would say.
Yeah, Bloodstock was 2021 that the guys played.
Yes, yeah. That was actually our first ever live show.
It's incredible. I normally go to Bloodstock. I've been going for many years. I was last year. I went there last year, but I didn't go in 2021. It was just the pandemic thing, and was still very sketchy to travel. And last year what I did was, I normally go to Ireland first, and then we take a flight to Birmingham, and then we drive all the way. But last year we took a ferry to Fishguard, and then we drove through Wales, nice. And the views, the views. I don't like driving for too long or being in a, sitting for too long, but that drive was freaking amazing through Wales, the valleys and everything. I was like, well, it's worth the price of admission, so to say. Even though
that's nice. Yeah.
Even though we got, Google Maps drove us, because there was traffic through main towns, and so they took us to secondary roads, and you get to that point where you get narrow roads where the car barely goes through. And I was like, if a car comes in the opposite direction, I mean, we're stuck.
That sounds like Wales.
Yeah, it was a great experience anyway. And I love Bloodstock. I'm not going this year, because it's just too much stuff happening anyway. But you guys just put out an EP, Poor Unfortunate Souls. Obviously, the main track is with Alissa White-Gluz. Again, we're talking about metal. How was to get Alissa, did she accept right away as soon as you guys just said, like, well, don't we invite Alissa to do this?
It was a crazy one. She was actually an intro to us through someone else. I don't know if you're aware of the YouTube channel Charismatic Voice. Yeah. Elizabeth. We actually met her at Bloodstock in 2021. And we kind of kept in touch ever since. And we actually asked if she wanted to jump on a track with us on our musicals album, on It's Just a Stage We're Going Through. And like, she wasn't happy with her vocal on it. She was up for doing it, but when she did it, she wasn't happy with it. So she said I've got someone else in mind. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but I've got someone else in mind who might be up for doing it. And it was Alissa. And unfortunately, Alissa's sort of calendar meant that she didn't have time to come on the album with us. But then when we did the Little Mermaid EP, the Poor Unfortunate Souls EP, we just dropped her an email just to say, we're doing this. Do you fancy it? And she emailed straight back and said, The Little Mermaid's her favorite film in the world, and Part of Your World's like one of her favorite ever tracks. So she was absolutely dying to do it. So we sent her the track over, and she sent us back an absolute masterpiece. I got to be honest, like, but not just a lead vocal. She sent us all backing vocals and harmonies and everything to go with it, and it was a dream. She was an absolute dream to work with. It was amazing.
That's amazing, because someone like Alissa, she could just say, I'm too busy, I have my stuff, and
yeah,
even to record like backing tracks and harmonies and all that, it's probably not everyone would do that.
No, she put so much effort into it. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. Like,
did you think a live version of that might ever happen?
I mean, if we're ever playing the same festival at the same time, then I'd love to say yes.
That would be a dream as well. And TikTok, obviously people have these misconceptions of social media. Probably some are true, some are probably exaggerated, but social networks helped you guys get to the stage where you are now, and making a living of music. What advice would you give for people who, let's say, trying to get on TikTok? Because making a viral video, either you make a very stupid thing,
so true,
or you just, I would say, lucky, make a song that just connects with people. But being, I would say, an expert on that, what advice would you give to someone who's trying in a band, trying to use social media?
If you're going to try and do that and push it on the socials in the way that we have, is like the brand is so important, I mean, and the brand doesn't have to be polished in any way. Like, you look at a lot of YouTubers and a lot of TikTokers and stuff, and like all their videos are instantly recognizable as them. So whatever it is they're doing, whether they're doing food reviews or whether it's music or whether it's stupid videos, like as soon as one of their videos comes up, it's theirs. Yeah. It's their video, and you know what to expect. It's going to be a food review or a funny video or a music or a song or whatever. And that's kind of one of the things that we focus a lot on, is the kind of PRF branding, so that everything's kind of instantly recognizable as us. And the constant content is a big thing. I mean, we're guilty of it more than anyone, that we dip in and out of it. Like we'll have a run, and we'll constantly post, and then we'll have, if we're playing festivals or we've got shows on or tours or whatever, then we'll have a run where we don't post anything. So we're kind of a little bit up and down with it. But you need to keep posting, keep it fresh, keep the content up, and just and try and make it relatable as well. Because so many people buy into stuff that's like, oh, I could do that. Oh, I've done that. I've been there. I've eaten that. Do you know what I mean? Rather than it being, like I said, it doesn't need to be polished. It doesn't need to be a polished brand, because then people just see it as this kind of this fake thing that they don't want to watch. Whereas if it's relatable and it's everyday, people love that stuff. Like everyone loves the kind of behind the scenes stuff. They love the silly stuff that we put up on the way to shows or behind the scenes at shows and festivals. That's the kind of stuff people like.
Yeah. I always try to, I do these interviews and stuff. And sometimes, I could have like sound bites and stuff that probably would work. But then I'm like, I don't have the time to do that.
Yeah.
I have to record a radio show. Sometimes I have to translate the interviews, and I'm like, I'm going to make a freaking video out of this. Normally I do for YouTube, I just, it's very easy. I got a template. I just put, I cut the beginning, the end, and I just put the stuff on YouTube as well. But I don't promote it at all. Sometimes, blabbermouth might pick up for the wrong reasons, whatever.
Yeah.
Some part of the interview, and I'm like, I had such a great, line there, and he's picking up on something that's not that interesting, but, it is what it is. But you guys are going to be very busy in the next few months, October and November, guys, UK and Europe. After that run, what can you expect from Punk Rock Factory?
Well, before that now, we've actually just booked or announced a little tour in Australia now in September. So we're doing Australia in September, then our UK tour starts October, November, and then Europe is November, December. Next year, we've got some ideas of what we want to do and some possibilities. We haven't got anything set in stone yet. But I mean, if this year is anything to go by, next year is going to be insane, absolutely insane. We'll obviously, festival season through the summer. Hopefully we're going to be getting on some big festivals again like we were this year. There's some tour ideas that we're kicking about for next year, different territories. We've just announced that we've signed with Avex, the label in Japan. So hopefully we'll be spending some time in Japan at some point next year as well. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming up. Nothing confirmed yet, nothing announced, but we've got a lot of a lot of stuff in the pipeline.
Yeah, well, sounds like things are picking up for Punk Rock Factory. So, is it easy to get in the festival circuit? Let's in Europe, in the UK, you guys play Download Bloodstock. There's more festivals that probably would be interested for you. But is it easy to get into that summer run of festivals?
I mean, we've been lucky this year. I mean, we've ended up doing Slam Dunk in Italy. We've just done Rock for People in the Czech Republic. We're doing Gerone in the Netherlands now next week. To be honest, I mean, having an agent helps massively. To have a kind of European, a specific European agent. To try and get on these festivals without an agent, it is tricky. It's the same with the UK stuff. Without an agent sort of fighting your corner, it is difficult to get into these festivals. So yeah, an agent especially for the festival run is a bit of a necessity, really.
Yeah. And music wise, with this EP coming out, already out, what are the plans? You guys have more music on the pipeline that you might put out. Does it make sense to put albums anymore? Because there's a big discussion now if it's worth it, or in your perspective, what's the idea?
Well, we're starting to question it, to be honest. I mean, we spend so much time and effort to make a 10 or 12 track album when we can just be releasing EPs, like the Little Mermaid EP. They're going to be doing a new film now for Moana. So whether we do a Moana EP, also then, with the Japanese market opening up for us, we're going to be looking at doing something manga or anime. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think going forward, yes, potentially there will be albums, but I think the smaller releases like we've done with Poor Unfortunate Souls, I think they'll be the more regular with sort of albums dropped in here and there,
Yeah. And, just for my curiosity, how does it work when it comes to rights of these songs? Are you guys, it's fine to record versions of it? You guys have to pay royalties? How does
we do, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we do. I mean, everything's done. We've got a distribution channel in place where we release the music through our distributor. And then before we see any money from it whatsoever, the original artists and writers, they get their cut before we see anything. So it's always above board, and everyone's getting paid what they need to be getting paid, basically.
Yeah, no, just for curiosity, because sometimes we see bands doing versions and then they want to buy themselves and they want to put on digital platforms, and then they realized that they cannot really do that without permission and all that stuff. So no, it was just for there's proper stuff that you have to do before really putting.
Yeah, we've got that covered.
Otherwise, you wouldn't be here.
Exactly.
Or something. Anyway, thank you very much for your time. All the best for Punk Rock Factory. Hopefully we can see you guys in Portugal maybe next year.
We'd love to.
And we have to work on that, see if we can make that happen. So
that'd be amazing. Thank you for your time. Sorry I was late, dude.
No, next time don't do Axl Rose on me, okay?
I'll try not to.
All right, have a great day and hope to see you guys soon. All right, thank you.
Thanks, man.
Bye.
Take it easy.
Bye.
Cheers, dude.
Bye.